Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past. And here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
It's Ray of this account, and I'm starting a new series where I basically do kind of themed tutorials around face character makeup in the parks. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do this Snow White kind of look, since I'm going in chronological order. So follow along with that, and I'll explain everything as I go. Out of all of the official Disney princesses that Disney has designed, Snow White is perhaps one of the most noticeable, and this is because of her defined features and how they show through in her makeup. She is described as being as pale as snow, with hair as black as ebony and lips as red as a rose. Now, going off of this basis, in the traditional Disney fashion, the makeup has heavy blush, so as to accent her porcelain-like skin, as well as neutrally colored eyeshadow. Now this is just a personal preference because I don't really do anything under my foundation, but I am going to start with my foundation for this look. Obviously I don't have access to the same quality of products that would be used in the parks, and this is more of an inspired look than a direct step-by-step tutorial or anything like that. But luckily I'm already pale enough so I don't have to venture super far outside of my color range for this foundation. I'm going to apply it rather liberally across my face just to even out my skin tone as much as possible, but don't worry if you don't want to go as heavy on it. After I apply the foundation, I'm going to go in with my powder just to kind of even it out as much as possible and reduce the shine. I'm going to put a little bit on my eye area as well, since Snow White does have neutrally colored eyeshadow. And I don't want to make it super uneven. I'm going to start with a nice clean base. But out of all of the things in Snow White's makeup, perhaps one of the most noticeable is her blush, and this is applied very heavily on the apples of her cheeks. If you smile in a kind of way where the corners of your mouth are pushed all the way out to the sides, this can make the apples of your cheeks way more visible, and you can just pat it on there, really. I'm next going to move into eyeshadow, and I'm going to be starting with this sort of lighter brown color that I'm going to outline my crease with. From what I've seen, her makeup is, or her eyeshadow at least, is more on the cool toned side of the brown spectrum, but I only have warm brown eyeshadow, so I'm going to make do with that. And after I outline the crease, I'm going to go in with a bit of a darker color and a larger blush just on the very outer corners of my eyes, and I'm going to round it out as much as possible because Snow White has very big rounded eyes. Next, I'm going to take a neutral colored shadow that's honestly pretty similar to my skin tone already, and I'm going to put it right on that eyelid so that I can kind of make a visible divide between the crease and the rest of my eye. I also went back and touched up the blush a little bit, but definitely the hardest part for this look was figuring out the eyeliner, because Disney eyeliner isn't super heavy. You don't want to be completely blacked out. You want it to still look somewhat natural, but also want it to blend in with any false lashes that you might be wearing. I personally didn't put lashes on for this look because I don't have any in my possession at the current moment. I can't wear them at work, and so I haven't bought any, but Disney characters do tend to wear false eyelashes. I also am putting on a thick layer of mascara as a way to sort of substitute for that, but again, it's all up to personal preference and just how comfortable you are with getting super up close and personal, and trying not to poke your eyes like I just did there, because that was painful. As you can see, I was having a bit of trouble with the exposure on my camera, so I went to fix that before I did the lipstick. I'm using a pretty bright orange-toned lipstick, but Snow White's lipstick as a whole tends to be darker. This is just the only one I had. And I'm also going to underline my lips a bit, just so I can focus on that sort of smiley Cupid's bow look. I'm also going back and touching up the blush now that I know how bright the lipstick is going to be, so that it all is sort of tied together as nicely as possible. Without further ado, here is the final look. I hope you have enjoyed watching this tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it, and I hope that it helps with anyone looking for some Snow White makeup inspiration. Hopefully I'll be able to keep these tutorials coming, but in the meantime, I hope that everyone has a zippity-doo-dah day. Thank you.